It's 6 o'clock. That clock's about 15 minutes off, so I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. And the first item is roll call. Can you do the roll call?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gerstenram,
Katra.
was it?
Katra.
Katra,
Here.
David Markovitz,
Here?
John Midlick,
Here.
Viraj Sharma,
Here.
Valerie Wales, Karen Lady.
Okay. All right, our next item is, we've got 2 new members to the board. One is not present tonight, but we have an oath of office. The mayor will swear in our new member.
Stand up, raise your right hand. After the word "I," you state your name and then repeat after me. I
Gerstenram Katra.
do hereby swear.
I do.
Do hereby swear.
I do swear.
Okay. That I will support and defend
I will support and defend
the Constitution and laws of the United States of America,
the Constitution and laws of the United States of America,
Constitution and laws of the State of Ohio,
Constitution and laws of the State of Ohio,
the Charter,
the Charter,
ordinances, and resolutions
ordinance and resolutions
of the City of Twinsburg, Ohio,
of the City of Twinsburg, Ohio.
and I will faithfully,
I will faithfully,
honestly, and impartially
honestly, and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
as a member of
as a member of
the Architecture Review Board
Architectural Review Board
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability.
as I shall answer to God.
I should answer the God.
Very good. Congratulations. Welcome.
I think we need to go ahead and sign.
Yeah, I'm going to sign it, and then I'll give them.
Okay, all right. Okay, I guess we'll move on to the next item, which is the appointment of chairperson for the ARB. I guess we do this by nomination. Is there anybody wants to nominate somebody, or?
Yes, I would like to nominate Dave Markowitz as chairperson.
I will second that.
Any other nomination? Guess call for a vote.
All right. So, Mr. Midlick,
Yes.
Mr. Sharma,
Yes.
Mr. Katra,
Yes.
Mr. Markovitz,
Yes. All right, and then next is the appointment of a vice chairman. So do we have nominations for vice chairman? I'll nominate Raj for chairman.
I'll second it.
Any others? Okay, let's call for a vote for vice chairman.
Mr. Midlick,
Yes.
Mr. Markovitz,
Yes.
Mr. Katra,
Yes.
Mr. Sharma,
Yes.
Okay, and then the next one is for secretary. So do we have any nominations for secretary?
I wish we,
John? I'll nominate John.
Yes.
I'll do it. I'll do it in the meantime. We'll see when we get all of our members. I think that would help have everyone voting and know what's going on a little bit. But I'll sign things if I need to sign them today.
Okay. All right, call for a vote then.
Mr. Markovitz,
Yes.
Mr. Sharma,
Yes.
Mr. Katra,
Yes.
Mr. Midlick.
Yes.
Okay. All right, next on the agenda is public participation, where if there's anybody here at the meeting that does not have a case to present and has come to make a statement or talk to the board about something, speak now or come up and let us know. No? Okay. Then I'll call our first case. The first case is case 230311, which is 8592 Darrow Road, Crown Hill Cemetery. Their new, I guess, crematoria for, we have, just state your name and then kind of go through what you're presenting and what you need to do.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Dave England. I'm actually with the granite company Cold Spring out of Minnesota. We're the ones building the project for the cemetery. I'm actually the regional sales manager for Ohio for sales. I'm not the project management division, but they sent me tonight. The building's really not that complicated, so I should be able to answer any questions that the board may have. But what we're building and what the cemetery is proposing is what's called a columbarium niche shelter. So it's going to be, and I don't know if did you guys get some drawings? I have one here if you need to see. Okay, you guys do. So basically, if you take a look, it's just a wooden shelter that's got a ribbed metal roof, just standard materials. And then on the bottom, you'll see what we have is the columbarium where the niches are, and those are precast concrete surrounded by the posts. The difference in color is that it's a thermal, what we call thermal, opposed to a polished front. So pretty standard in the columbarium or the mausoleum world. If you look at the diagram that's on to the right side, you'll see two other columbariums. One has a little radial side to it. Those columbariums won't be precast concrete. They'll be aluminum structured on the inside, but they'll still have the granite cladding on the outside. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you guys may have. Or
I'm guessing the structure and build of them are all approved for the use they are.
correct. And the cemetery has plenty already in there, so it's really nothing different than something they would already have that's been approved.
And this area y'all going to, through time, you'll probably expand and maybe add some more around the area there?
Yes, so again, I'm here on behalf of the cemetery, but it looks like part of the plan that we designed was for an actual cremation garden. So done, and most of the times when we get in front of the boards and stuff, we explain it's done in phases. So they may do phase one, which is going to be the shelter, maybe 2 columbariums, and then as they sell those and as constituents buy them, they'll move to phase 2, phase 3, and 4 to complete the garden.
Yeah, okay. All right, anybody else have any?
Yeah, what material is the roof?
So the roof's going to be just your regular metal roof, so it's ribbed, just metal ribbed material that you could find in pretty much any builder supply.
Any color?
Yeah, so the color is going to be a brown, and it's going to match the color which we have, the granite, which we provide. It's called Dakota granite. We call it carnelian. It's similar to the color, I guess you would say, in the front here, but it's tight flecking and things like that.
Referring to this
so-
image over here?
Yeah, there you go. Similar to what you see in the picture. So the roof will match the granite. It'll actually look really, really nice.
So, I mean, this rendition looks like it's the shingled roof,
So,
corrugated metal roof.
yeah, so it's corrugated metal. In the rendering, they're just, putting this on a drawing, but it will be metal.
Okay. Yeah, they have like standing seam, and they also have like a barn-looking type where it's, up and down a little bit more.
I think you're just going to have your standard seam. It's just going to, from the other structures that I've built with the different cemeteries, we just used your regular, I guess you would say in your house, the standard seam.
Yeah, that's a better look, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's less expensive. That's probably the big thing for the cemetery.
On the front elevation, the columns, they have squares at them. Are they for storage of some kind, or they're just a block?
So are you referring to the bottoms here?
Yeah.
So what those will be is actual niches where human cremated remains will go. And they should be, I believe these are all single depth, so they should be 12 by 12, and then 12 deep for a single urn. And they build those around the columns with, like I said, they have precast concrete The niches are precast concrete, and they clad them in granite.
It's only showing 2 of them. Is there plan to add more of those columns?
So the niche shelter is the main focus now, and with the columbarium around the legs. But in the future, if they wanted to expand, that's what's kind of showing here, those radial niches off to the side there. They would use this whole area to be able to expand to. This would be the completed garden. That would be up to them if they want to expand later.
So this will be basically really the only structure out there, in a sense. And then the other columbariums will be just freestanding sort of out.
Correct. So the shelter will be the center. And what they really use it for, not only, so they don't only use the shelter just for the columbarium that's around the posts. They actually do that for revenue producing. So to justify the cost of building a shelter, they can actually make revenue for the cemetery on that. But the shelter is also where they dedicate, like, there's a lot of dedication that would happen, I guess, in the rain or the weather for the other parts of the cemetery as well.
Okay. All right. Any other questions?
I think I'm okay with it.
I'll make a motion to approve it as submitted.
I'll second.
Call for a vote, please.
Mr. Midler?
Yes.
Mr. Sharma?
Yes.
Mr. Cottrell?
Yes.
Mr. Markovitz?
Yes.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you. Okay, our next case, case number 2, is 230415, which is 1940 Westwood Drive, for a home addition. Just state your name and tell us what you want
New
to do.
Design Image Group. I'm a contractor for the Vernons.
Okay. All right, can you go through the project and kind of describe the addition? and-
Sure, it's an addition consisting of a master bedroom, walk-in closet, kitchen expansion, and a laundry mudroom area as well. It will be 10 feet by 38 feet approximately.
And I'm guessing, I mean, at least from what I can tell, that everything's going to be matching the addition, your siding.
Well, it'll be matching their new garage that they just had built, so the siding will match the new garage with the new roofs and so forth. We gave pictures of I believe the garage as well. You have pictures of the garage, new garage it is. So,
Okay.
new siding will match the garage.
Did you build the garage?
I did not.
Yeah, I was hoping that was going to, I wasn't sure from the drawings if it was, but.
Yeah.
Because the garage looks newer and the siding looks nice. There's a lot of beat-up siding on the house.
On the house, correct. It'll all be taken off and the new siding will be placed on the house to match the garage. It's vinyl siding.
Okay. And the shingles are going to match the garage?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Those are my main questions.
How long
Anybody
ago
else
was the
got-
garage
I'm
put
sorry,
up, do
sir?
you know? How long ago was the garage put up?
How long ago?
Past November.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, it's just fairly new.
okay.
Yeah. I believe there's an architectural shingle on the garage, correct? It's not a 3-tap, it's architectural shingle on the garage. The shingles? I believe it's an architectural shingle that'll match the addition, dimensional. I have the actual shingle and the siding color as well, so it'll be exact match.
Seems all right, the garage is opposed.
There's metal on the house now, there's metal siding on the home, which will come off, and vinyl siding will be applied to kind of bring in the whole project.
Photo that really picks up what the shingles on the garage look like.
The shingles on the garage match the house now.
They do match house now? Okay.
And the shingles on the addition will match the house and the garage, obviously, so. We'll believe
But
it
you're
again,
not
it's a dimensional.
re-roofing the house? I mean, when you put
No.
the new roof on, you're leaving the shingles up on the front and
Correct.
reworking whenever you need to.
Exactly,
on the side.
exactly. It's a reverse gable going into the back of the home, so.
All right. Any other questions or comments from anybody?
I'll make a motion to approve as submitted. May I have a second?
I second that.
All right, call for a vote.
Mr. Sharma?
Yes.
Mr. Cottrell?
Yes.
Mr. Midlick?
Yes.
Mr. Markovitz?
Yes. Okay, thank
Certainly
you.
appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Have a good evening. Okay, case 3 is number 230312, 2700 East Aurora Road, the University Hospital Urgent Care Building. Oh, you're already up, huh?
I'm here, that's right.
Ready to go.
I recognize the address. I'm John Lister, I'm standing in for Joe Kay, who made the presentation.
Okay.
I'm the principal of JL Architects. What was conveyed to me at the completion or after the last meeting was that the alterations were pretty much approved with the exception of planters, and there was a desire for planters, and so that's what we're here to talk about, I believe. So we, I believe, submitted, Joe, I hope, submitted new elevations, and they're simple rectangular concrete or GFRC planters. I have,
I don't see any signage on the building.
excuse me?
I don't see any signage on the building.
Correct.
Yeah, that was one of our issues last week, too.
With the signage.
Signage looked kind of off, and then we were
The sign
told.
company is going to be submitting for separately.
Okay,
For the
so-
signage.
This is just for structure.
Yeah, this is just for the structure.
David, did you hear that?
Yeah.
So the planters, they look like they're gray,
Correct.
they're the gray color?
Right, I think if you turn a few pages, you'll see some highlighted, which are the dimensions.
Yeah, I think that helps.
There you
dress
are
up
on the
building a
last
good
page.
bit.
That breaks the empty walls.
Yeah.
So how many of these planters are you putting? I like the way they clustered it, I don't know if it'll look good with the building, but
There's 8 of them.
with,
Yeah, well, they're all, the ones that we're doing are all the same.
yeah.
There's a total of 8 of them. If you look on the elevations.
But they're gonna, like, one's gonna stay here, one's gonna be another 20 feet down.
They're under the windows,
Okay,
so they're regularly spaced out.
yeah, that makes sense.
If you look at their kind of proportion, the size that we selected is a proportion with the size of the window.
Yeah, right.
Except for 2 of them, there's no windows there, but that's fine.
Yep.
Still, yeah, let's see what they're.
Yeah.
Place them. So you're just using the rectangular shape, that's no squares around?
Correct, correct. Everything else is kind of that shape, so we stuck with it.
And the color of the building is pretty accurate. A lot of times, when the printer
it's-
puts it, I mean, it has like, kind of like an orange look to it.
The awning is kind of a reddish color. It could have to do with your printer.
Yeah.
Do you know what color red?
I
Exactly, or-
don't have a color specification from you
Yeah.
now. Oh, wait a second.
Maybe you do.
This is my working file, not my presentation file, so give me a second.
Right. We used to have the PMS colors
John, last time we only had objection on the signage and the greenery, right? Everything else was kind of fine with it.
Yeah, everything else was pretty good.
Yeah, except for, we felt they needed some sort of planning or something, because it looked kind of plain.
I'm not sure if we have it since we were here to talk about the
Yeah.
planters, so
If you have the PMS color, just put it on the, probably on the signage, I guess, I don't know.
But it's more red than orange?
I believe it is more of a red color, which is consistent with the hospital's logo.
Okay,
It's gonna be like bright red.
well, that's,
Yeah, that's definitely a different red.
okay.
That's how.
This is one of the problems with the modern technology that we have. We're
Yeah, I know.
everybody's printer and every screen is a little bit different, so,
Yeah, that's why we ask, because, green could actually be almost blue sometimes when we see it.
especially when the cartridge runs out. But
Okay. Any other questions? Anybody got?
No, I think it looks good. So
Okay.
signage will be another case down the road.
right by the signage company, that's out of our scope, but,
You're thinking
we took it off so that it wouldn't confuse the,
You don't know?
pardon me?
A ways off, you think, or?
Do you know when the sign company's?
It don't matter, it just, it's wondering.
I think they already submitted.
The rendition we had last time had the signs.
Yeah, I think. I know they called. I'm not sure if we've received anything for the next meeting yet. So I'll have to check on that, but.
Yeah, I mean, their update to me on Monday was that they had made a submission. They also just put together new artwork for the Highline Monument sign.
Okay.
So,
All right.
I'm good with the building. I'll make a motion to approve it as submitted.
I'll second.
All right, Mr. Midlick,
Yes.
Mr. Markovitz,
Yes?
Mr. Katra,
Yes.
Mr. Sharma.
Yes,
All right, thank you.
Very good.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and down to last case for the night, which is 230313, and it's 10683 Ravenna Road, the just-in-time staffing signage, which we had.
How's it going? Ben Geschke with the company assigned above. I'm here for just-in-time staffing's resubmission. Since the last meeting, you were asked to reduce the size by roughly 30% and give you guys some renderings of what the sign would look like on the building. I believe you have those in front of you. So we reduced the size, and I actually went out and remeasured the frontage and elevation of their suite, and I was off. My first calculation was off by about 40 inches. Don't ask me how that happened, but yeah, so this is what it would look like on the building. This is to size, and I'd be happy to answer any other questions you have.
Okay. I think from your rendering, it looks like it fits better. I know we asked to have 3 or 4 feet on each side, and I think you've got about 4.5.
Yep.
If I calculated it right.
Any exterior lighting on it?
Nope.
No lighting, just a static sign?
Correct, yes. And it's just half-inch Sintra letters mounted to a Sintra rail.
It looks like that's what it-
Well, that one might be, I don't know.
Dave?
The nails and spa lights up, doesn't it?
The nail and spa one does light up, I believe, yes.
Yeah.
Now, the other two on the other side of the building, they're just panel box signs. Those do not light up. Those are not illuminated.
Okay. All right, and it looks like, I guess it was included in here, I guess from a meeting back in 2008 about the signage package out there. And I don't know, did y'all include that?
Yeah, Keith did.
Okay. And the only comment I had about this, I don't know why it was, I guess it's wrong. It says that the sign, or it was written wrong, but it says just-in-time staffing is a channel letter, 195-inch long, 10.78 square foot sign, but it's only, 84 inches?
84 inches,
I
yeah.
think he pulled that from the first submittal.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to call that out just in case it becomes an issue. All right. Any other comments anybody have? Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve as submitted. May I have a second, please?
I second that.
Mr. Sharma?
Yes?
Mr. Katra?
Yes.
Mr. Midlick?
Yes.
Mr. Markovitz?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
All right. Next item is the approval of minutes from last meeting on March 16th. Any comments anybody had?
They're very detailed.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I didn't find anything else with it, other than they're very detailed and I like it.
It'll be after this.
I'll make a motion to approve as
Well,
submitted.
I hit a couple of
Oh, you
spots.
had a couple.
Yeah, they're more, I think, just cleanup things than anything, but, and I don't know if it's necessary here, but like on the,
What page?
page 3, at the, near the top where it was talking about Mr. Sutliff stated, and then the rest was, couldn't be heard by the microphone. And I think what he actually, and the same thing with Ms. Frazier when she made a comment, but I think his response was in our notes anyway, because I think what he was saying was that it'll be wrapped with a brown or dark brown vinyl or, well, chocolate brown that we have in the comments. And then, these are just little things. I wasn't real sure what, if you go down almost to the middle on the same page, where it said Ms. Frazier asked Mrs. Waits if there was a floor plan.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, it's the next line down, sorry. But in the comment that Ms. Frazier had, she said usually they have a brick degree or stone degree. I think that meant like design or pattern, I think she was talking about, because I'm not sure what degree would mean there, but
I don't know.
I
I'm
think
only
that
as
she was
good
talking
as
about.
my ears when I'm listening to those and the closed caption, so.
But I think, yeah, I was thinking, I put relief or pattern in
Okay.
my notes, and then, but she may have said design, which could have sounded like degree.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's worth missing a couple of typos, but should we mention typos in this or not worry about it?
Yeah, you should. Yeah, they should be corrected.
Okay, then on page 4, running down about halfway, where it's got Mr. Markovitz stated, this sign is different from the others, and it's odd to put you have seen there instead of sign. And then, I think, instead of saying wall back, maybe I said that, but where, if that continues, it says on a wall back. I probably said on a wall face, but
Okay.
that's what I should have said. And then, there's another typo in the next thing, in the next line down that starts with Ms. Frazier stated the board encountered this issue around September. If you go down to about the middle of that group, it'll say Giant Eagle Plaza because it's obscured by the overhand, which would be overhang. And I think that's all I had. So now you can throw your motion.
I guess the motion would be to table it
Okay.
next time. May I have a second?
Yeah, I'll second.
Okay. Call a vote.
Mr. Sharma?
Yes.
Mr. Midlik?
Yes.
Mr. Katra?
Yes.
Mr. Markovitz?
Yes. All right, and then we need to excuse our absent member. So I'll make a motion to excuse, what was it, Valerie?
She's not a member yet.
I know, do we
Valerie
still,
Wales?
we still excuse her though, right?
She's not
Oh, yeah.
sworn in, does she?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
if she's
second
not
it.
sworn in, you don't have to.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
It's not even a member.
Well, then we'll bypass that. All right, so anything else, Mayor, you want to?
I do, yeah. I
Some
was looking
stuff
for a
out.
miscellaneous on your agenda, but you don't have it, so thank you for letting me talk. I just wanted to finish the conversation that I had started last time we were here with regards to signs and these plazas and the sign programs. You know, and I wanted to just express that, you know, what I see going on is that we're starting to get away from some of the sign programs that the plazas have. And I gave you a case in point last time, I believe, at the Massaro's Plaza there, or I don't know if it's called Twinsburg Plaza now, but with the Harmony Social, okay? We've got a sign that is just totally out of place, and I know that it was put there from when the former business was there, okay? And they were given a variance to go on the wall instead of on the track because they were taking it from their former business and moving it here, and it was too big to go on the track. So it was granted a variance. Which I personally, this is the board, but I disagree with that. I mean, they should be made to go. Here's what I see happening, so now they've got a sign that is completely different than the other ones. Everything else, if you look at that plaza, is all on the sign track, okay, all of them, except this one. So instead of the sign track that's up there, you still have the tracks there, but now they've fastened a light to it to light this sign over there. It's not looking good. Okay, that's just the start of it. Then you go down the street a little ways down to Shepherd and Ravenna Road in the other plaza. Okay, those signs were all consistent at one point. You had the same color with the same background. I don't know if it was a couple of years ago I noticed that all of a sudden we've allowed a different color lettering on the signs. Okay, we're starting to get away from this consistency, and I brought it up to the mayor back at the time, and it's there, so it's there. But I want to make sure that we look at these sign programs and we're consistent, and that it really creates a hardship for these people if they don't conform with everything else in the plaza, because before you know it, we're going to have different colors, we're going to have different signs, they're going to be up, they're going to be down. I don't think it presents well for the community. Yeah. And so I would hope that I'm here to appeal to the board that you please look at these sign programs when you're looking at signs, right, and make sure that, and that one that you just did,
Just in time.
Just in
Staffing.
time, and the UH sign, I guess we're not there yet, and I didn't see that. But I don't know where those signs are going, and we've got two other businesses there in that building. I believe, is AT&T still there? And we've got a yoga studio there, and we've got the Ninja studio there. I don't know how UH is gonna fit into that group there. And same thing with the just in time. That's, evidently, I guess our building commissioner didn't have an issue with it because he knows how I feel about it, and I guess he passed it along to the board. And it's a nice looking sign, don't get me wrong, but it's completely different than the other sign that's there, the nail place, okay? So I really want to, and they probably don't have a sign program for that building, I would imagine. But I just want to try to be a little consistent so we don't look so mismatched with everything. And really, the biggest thing is the location of these signs. That sign should not be on that building. It just shouldn't be on the brick. And it is, and it's there. And I don't know if you approved the sign itself last time. You didn't again, okay.
No.
To try to move it now, it's probably a moot point because it was allowed there, and when the new owners came in, it was allowed to be there, and a sign was approved there. Yeah. So, but I really would just like to be careful. Yeah. And I know there's some other business moving out of that plaza, and hopefully they'll fill it, but I hope that we take a better look at that, the sign program, and try to be a little more consistent. I would appreciate that.
Yeah, you know what, I bring that up often, but some people don't even know we had a sign program. When I first got on the board, you just became a councilman, I think. You remember Doug Johnson and Tom?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's when we started the sign programs.
Right.
And then the owner had to sign off on it too. But we were pretty strict on it, and I don't know how it kind of lost control, but every once in a while it comes up and I'll say, oh, look at the sign program. No one knows where it's at.
And that's something that, but you guys have control of that. If something gets through building, and you know what the sign program is, or everybody has, we should probably get everybody a copy of these sign programs for these various plazas.
Dan was good about pulling them up, but Dan's not here anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, not every center has them, and that's one thing, I don't know if that's something the city can, make them put a sign program together. I don't know if you can do it past, but I know if a new center goes in, you can make them put together a sign program as part of their approval process.
Yeah, I'll talk to the building official and make sure that when somebody is going in, that maybe they're given a copy of the sign program for that building
In the-
or for
the
that,
Harmony-
that plaza.
And the Harmony
I mean,
Social-
between last meeting and this one, we met with the owner of that plaza, and I expressed my concern to him.
Yeah.
That's a hard plaza to get signs on the top of it. I remember-
Because it's a
he had
narrow
program
track.
on that one, though.
It's a narrow track,
Yeah.
but guess what? Everybody else did it.
Yeah.
You know, why couldn't they?
Yeah, man, we had specific colors and everything.
I understand you live right across the street from it.
Yeah.
I was object to it.
Yeah, and it says in the meeting that you'd like to see the sign up.
I-
It says that right in
It
the
just
minutes.
looks like so hideous, like, same thing with the gym.
Yeah.
They- So,
Now, there was their very first sign for Harmony Social, if I remember right, we approved that one, which was a big sign up there, but then they wanted to change the look of it. We never have approved the look. So I don't know when, I don't remember how far back it was we approved that. And I think we talked about this a little bit last week, that there's, I don't know what the time frame is it 6 months? Did we figure that out? If we approve something and they don't
The
put
girl
it up
asked
within a
that.
certain time frame,
So
or do they have to resubmit again?
he's never told me. I did ask. He wants the building owner to make a call on that sign. So, because,
To the Harmony Social?
yes,
yeah, that whole bar, snacks, and beer just don't stick out.
Building
The
owner
colors.
will probably say it's okay as it is.
Is that the old Bucyrus Plaza?
And another thing too that comes up with signs that I question sometimes,
Used to
I
be a
know
grocery store there.
if you're in the center, because there's been a few of them that have done this, where they had, their signage had to all be, and it may be one of them you mentioned, but, where they wanted all the signs the same color, the same look. And then a lot of tenants wanted to put their logos up or their look, which is sometimes their logo or their brand is a color. And that became an issue, I think, at one point. And I think some of the centers that had sign programs to them changed them to allow other colors in the signage, but I don't remember where.
No, I understand that in the case of Dollar General's over there, okay? That's their logo. The other signs that I'm talking about at the other plaza, they're not national chains, they're a little private.
Yeah.
I think one's a dress shop, one may be a hair shop. And so they don't have, it's not like a national brand, or it's not a named logo. So it's simply changing the color, of their lettering. They should, I think that now they've got black lettering on the white background, and the others all have red letter, either one way or the other, but I just don't think it presents well. And if we continue to let that happen, it's just, I just don't think it's gonna be, it doesn't look very
To
good
me,
for
it's
the
getting
city.
out of hand too, I agree.
Yeah,
You
it gets
know,
out of hand then, and,
The owner would come in and help us do we'd negotiate with them on how that plaza looked. And that one specifically, I remember, but Misara's, the old Misara's building.
Yeah.
Turned around 3 times. That was really nice at one time. And then all of a sudden, all these new signs came up and it just
Right.
changed.
and he's made like a little mall there out of a couple of those buildings where you can go in, and there's like probably 1, 2, 3 businesses operating inside of there. And so now you're starting to see signs pop up. They got the hair place, I think, is in there. There's a guy that's a barber is in there, and they've got his sign over here. And that's another thing that I thought was a little strange, and mentioned it to him. There's only one entrance, and the entrance is here. But then all the windows are here, and the barber shop is down on this end. So you walk inside and you go down a hallway, and he's over here. The door's here, but the sign's up here, and the door is over here.
Yeah,
So
it's,
there's, it just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. And, even if the suggestion was made that he do, like when you go into a doctor's office or a doctor building, you go inside and you look at they have the whole list of where all the tenants are inside. Unfortunately, he wouldn't have an outdoor sign, because unless he wanted to put it on the door, on the main door, some kind of lettering on the glass. But I don't know, I just don't think it presents very well. And I'm really trying to, make some changes in that area. One of the changes I'm trying to make to clean that up. And like I think I mentioned, I'm looking to redo all the entrance signs to the city. And they've been there, I think they're old, they're worn out. They were good at the time, but I think that, we've got to show a new image. And Twinsburg's a great place, and I want to make sure that the image is, we maintain the image that we all, I'm sure, would be proud of.
Yeah, and then you come before our board with that too, right?
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
supposed to a couple of times, it never made it to our board.
Oh, everything's up.
Water tower got changed.
I'm above board, trust me.
I know, I know you look out for us,
Yeah,
but,
yeah, no, absolutely. So, that's all. I just wanted to mention that. That's my
I
biggest.
agree, and then it got way
That's
off
good.
track. Way off track.
I'm glad you came in to do that, because it's, in the past, I don't remember ever having any of the mayors come in and address us and
Yeah.
give us any insight as to what their vision for the city was or what they thought, so.
Well, that's what I
think
really
it's
think,
great
and I'm going
for-
to try to encourage council that, we get some kind of handbook for the boards and commissions, because we put people on there. He's brand new. He doesn't know what we're expecting. I
Yeah.
mean, he did a great job. You did a great job tonight participating and asking questions and, and so on. But, and who really does know? You've been on here a long time, but like you said, you've never heard from a mayor before. Do you know what
Yeah, right.
really
Very
what
few
the
times,
boards
yeah.
and commissions are expecting? They appointed a lot of new people last time.
Mm-hmm.
Those folks don't know. I mean, it'd be nice to be able to hand them a book and say, this is what the Architecture Review Board does. This is what, so this is what we'd like you to look at and look for. So we could run a little bit smoother as well. So I'm going to try to get that. I don't know whose lap to put that in, because that'll take some time and some
Yeah.
work. But
I received a book a long time ago. That,
Did you?
Well, they, gave you the basics of everything.
Yeah.
But a lot of the criteria we wrote, I mean, Tom and Doug spent a lot of time, Don Spice,
yeah,
this is a lot of time
I remember
outside
those
of the
days.
board.
Yeah.
And these signs we did have good programs, but
Mhm. We just got to, get back to basics, I think, a little
Yeah.
bit, and just be a little more cautious and just careful when we're issuing variances, especially on something that's so visible as that. Yeah, I would just like to
Okay.
maybe take a second look at it yourselves,
Yeah.
to make sure that it makes sense. That's all. I would encourage that.
Yeah.
A lot of times,
Appreciate it.
people avoid those variances by putting up the signs first and then come through here.
I know that.
What's that?
People will put up the signs first.
Oh, yeah.
And then they come through here.
Yeah, well, that's on them then. I wouldn't feel bad about telling them to remove that sign.
yeah, we've done it before, but
Yeah.
we still try to work with them.
And you look at that plaza down there, I'm not picking on them, but, on the signboard that's out on the street, behind the sidewalk, there's no more space for any more signs there, but he's got all these businesses opening inside.
Yeah.
Those folks don't get a sign on the signboard.
Yeah.
It's all taken up. Actually, I think they still have Rosati's ice cream on there, and they haven't been there for how long?
I've brought that up.
Yeah.
Not about Rosati's, but like even Gander Mountain, that's still up on their
Yeah.
main sign.
Yeah.
And hadn't been back there for years now,
Right.
If the business is
There's
going
others I
down,
know already.
they're gonna put in 90 days, like remove the signage from the building or
Yeah.
monument signs or anything.
Right, they should come down.
Yeah, they should come down.
They should, so, that's all, I just wanted to encourage, everybody, and that's where I'm thinking, and, you might see me a few more times, I'll probably be a frequent flyer, just to express my thoughts, that's all.
Yeah.
They'd be
I'm telling
welcome,
you what
for
to
sure.
do,
Yeah.
but I'm just sharing my thoughts, and, and if you have any questions for me, or you disagree with me, that's fine, I'd be more than happy to discuss it, but, yeah,
Okay, all right, well, thank you.
thank you.
I have a couple of things that I wanted to bring up. I saw, one of these kind of worried me, but I don't know if it's a big deal or not, but on the codified ordinance, we were talking about whether it had, what caliber of architect had to be sitting on the board. I went through and read this, and I don't know if you have a copy of it there or not, but
I have,
item 3 down there is the one that kind of caught me, because I was, the way we've always done is if we have 3 people here, we can vote, and if all 3 say yes, then it gets passed. That's if there's only 3 members, but this makes it sound like that we have to have all 5 members here, 3 is a quorum to get something to pass. But if there's 4 members or less present, then a majority vote of all 4 is required, not 3. And then if there's also 4 or less present, the applicant has a right to continue with their presentation if they want to. In other words, we have to let them know we only got 4 members. We've got to have all 4 of us vote yes. Is that part true? Was I reading that right?
yeah, and the reason for that is that with 4 of you, there could be a tie. So, and a tie would be, I believe, goes to the negative.
Yeah.
So that's why you give them an option to say, look, there's 4 members here tonight. If this could end up in a tie, and your variance would, or your request would be
So I
denied.
should have announced that.
So, yeah, if you want, and you could kind of read the group here when you're having your discussion. I mean, if I was an applicant, I could read you guys, I think, but if I'm hearing negative comments, from any one of you, I might want to say, you know what, I'll wait till the next meeting when you have, more than 4 members.
Right.
So I get a fair shot, because once you turn it down, then they've got to reapply, I believe, in all that stuff. So it would be better off for them, and that's why they're given the option to go ahead and, say, you know what, I'll hold till next time.
So we just need to make sure we make that vocal at the time.
If it happens, yeah, like tonight, you have 4 members, and the BZA, we had that happen there quite a bit, that there would be just an even number of members. So they would announce it to the applicant, and 9 out of 10 times, they would go forward.
Yeah, but so even if 3 of us voted yes and 1 no, it gets turned down because it's got to be all 4.
No, it's a majority. Isn't that what it
Because I thought
says? It says members shall, 3 members of the board shall constitute a quorum. However, should fewer than 5 members be present at any particular time, a majority vote of the members present shall be required to take action. So a majority, if there's 3, the majority of the members would be 2.
2, yeah.
So it could pass, because you've got a quorum to hold the meeting. So if you weren't able, if you didn't have, because you can hold the meeting, then you could vote, because you have a voting quorum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I thought there was a time when a tie was a positive, it was a yes.
I don't think so, John. I think, I don't. We'll double check that, but I'm pretty sure I'm right on that.
Yeah,
That it will go to the negative.
right.
That's why we give them the option to,
Yeah, I'd like to know, because
yeah,
over the years, it seemed like things changed back
yeah.
and forth.
No,
We're allowed to
I'll double
pass
check that, or,
money without-
I'll have
Yeah.
Danielle double check it.
How many times did we didn't have enough people? Only a few times.
About a tie.
But then we couldn't pass it. They said, no, we can't.
Yeah.
And I thought that's good.
Yeah.
Shouldn't punish the people that have to come back.
But I mean, those good questions. Those are good things. I mean, the rules, to know the rules. I mean,
Yeah, right.
it's not a bad thing to, really go over them every once in a while.
Right, yeah.
Do you have any questions since you're new?
No, actually, I do have a couple questions. So these meeting minutes, do they get posted online?
Yes, once they're approved.
Okay.
They'll be sent to you, though, each week or each 2 weeks, right before the meeting.
Okay.
About a week before the meeting, you'll get a package with the drawings in them and the minutes from the last meeting, so you have time to review them. And if you see any comments or things that need to be fixed,
Okay.
you can bring it up.
And that's just the hand, just a physical copy, not an email or anything like that, right?
They used to email sometimes.
Yeah, I emailed you guys last Friday, I think it was,
So,
stating that packets were hand-delivered, and then, in that email is a copy of the agenda for, like, this meeting, and then a digital copy of the minutes that would need to be approved.
And the copy.
So you get a physical copy in your packet, and you get an emailed copy.
Okay. One of the suggestion I had was, like, I received this package, right? I was not sworn in. I don't think I don't think that should happen, to be honest. I think wait till I get sworn in and then give those, because there's some, stuff that's, again, you probably want to get it sworn in before you send these
But
packages.
you would
out.
not have been prepared to take action tonight.
Yes.
That's
yes,
why you were
yeah,
sent it.
yeah.
These are public records, am I correct? Well, all of these papers?
Do they become
Yeah, they
public
are.
record?
That is
They're all
Okay,
public
and then-
records, so-
Yeah, okay,
It's
okay.
printed, yeah, it's
Yeah.
public
Okay.
record.
Yeah, so you've,
All right. And then I had one other thing that we'll hold off till the next meeting when all the members are here, which is, I just kind of, it's just a pet peeve of mine, but when, when new members come in, I think it would be good for the existing members to kind of introduce ourselves and give you, not a whole history, but like a real quick 1-minute synopsis of who we are, what we do.
Yeah.
And then get the same thing back. I figure we'll wait.
Chairman, go ahead. I mean, if you want to do it tonight, or you can do it at the next meeting.
No, I'll do it next meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have-
Valerie's
With
here, that
Val
way,
here,
we won't have to do it twice, I guess.
You catch on quick, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know, I notice a lot of people like looking at me like, why isn't she voting? Why isn't she saying anything? And I'm like, so I don't think people understand that I'm not a voting member.
Yeah.
So,
That's all
did
right.
you know that? I'm not a voting.
No, I did not.
Yeah, I am not a
Maybe
voting.
we should make that clear at the beginning of the
Yeah,
meeting.
so I notice a lot of people like kind of pausing and looking and.
I'm going to backtrack on the sign thing. Once we had the programs and new attendant come in, they always had to have somebody had to sign off on it. Remember that?
Yeah, where the.
We couldn't pass anything till the owner signed off on it for the sign. I don't know how that got pulled away, but that was that way for 20 years.
Really?
They always had to sign off on it, yeah.
Yeah, if we didn't have a
We'd
letter
have to say if
from,
they'd have the letter, we couldn't pass
from their
it.
landlord, that
Yeah.
they approved the sign. And they're actually supposed to check it to make sure it meets their sign ordinance, which
Right.
really meant we shouldn't have to, because if they approve it, it means it did, but we still used to review the ordinances back then.
Right,
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
So on the permit application, for the building department, we do, require the property owner signature. So, and Keith does look at that, to make sure that it is the property owner that signed. So, I mean, they are signing off on it.
Okay,
Well,
yeah.
we used to get a copy of that, and we
Yeah.
couldn't even,
You do. It's in your, it's in there, yep, because I have the
Yes,
ARB
so I've been looking,
application
yeah.
and the sign application.
That's good, though. Oh. But we are getting away from the
Yeah.
programs, though. We haven't updated them in years.
Thick of it. Back to the minutes. If you guys would prefer just to get them electronically, I mean, we'd be more than happy to do that because, we're going through, last year we passed a sustainability program here in the city. And we just now started, nothing was done with it at all last year. And so we've got a sustainability committee made up of a department head from each department, and as a matter of fact, they met today. And we've been coming up with all kind of ways to, be more recycle-friendly, less paper-friendly, things like that. And we're kicking around, and maybe I shouldn't say this publicly, but it's just a thought of, every council meeting, we load those racks up with papers from for the council, for the agenda. And at the end of the night, the clerk goes by and picks them all out, and we throw them away. And it's just like, we were thinking of doing a QR code instead, and having the people come in, hit the QR code. We'll have a printer here, and those that want an agenda can print it right here and have it in their hand. Otherwise, it's on their phone. And, we're trying to get the paper thing, less paper. We're trying to be, you know, we're putting more recycle things in City Hall. We're putting more, you're gonna see more cans being separated before they get into the recycle, because those we're trying to get over to the fire department for the burn units, the children burn units. So, you know, the committee's coming up with a lot of good ideas. So any board or commission that would prefer not to get a paper copy of the minutes, you know, we'll make sure that they get, that they're sent out electronically. So just keep that in your mind, that's all.
Yeah.
I just want
I mean, I'm fine with an email.
I'm terrible on minutes. I rely on everyone on that. It's just my time, I'm always running, you know?
to, yeah.
And my
It
intention.
might be nice to have on your phone when you're sitting at the doctor's office, or you're, you know, you can look at them there.
Yeah,
Or sitting at other places,
yeah, right,
take a look at your minutes.
yeah. I'll be better at it. But I do rely on other people to help me on that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anybody got anything else?
Nope, I'm ready to go home.
Make a motion for adjournment.
I'll make the motion.
Or John will.
Who's making the motion?
I am.
I'll second it.
So they weren't happy.
All right, Mr. Midlick,
Yes.
Mr. Sharma,
Yes.
Mr. Cottrell,
Yes.
Mr. Markovitz.
Yes.
You want to say anything? You sure?